This is the detention docket for the 323rd. Take a minute to explain what's going on. On this notes. I feel like I haven't seen you in person in a while. All right, so the law says when a child's brought to our facility, you have to see a judge within 2 business days. And the judge has to make a decision whether to keep you in custody or to release you. Now that is a 2-part process. The first part is I have to decide whether there's probable cause or not that you've committed an offense. What that means is, can somebody articulate, which is a word for, can somebody put into words a series of statements that, if they were true, would be a violation of our laws. All right. So this is based mostly on the police report that came with you when you were brought to our facility. It doesn't necessarily mean that you've done anything. There's no exhibits. There's no witnesses. This is all based on hearsay. Based on that hearsay, if I find that there is probable cause that you committed an offense, then I need to decide whether to keep you or release you. If I release you, I can release you on any reasonable condition. I can require you to live somewhere, not live somewhere, go to school, not go to school, work, not go to work, contact people, not contact people, anything that's reasonable. At that point, those are your conditions of release. If you violate those conditions, then I can sign a warrant to bring you back in here because you violated our agreement. Now, if I decide to keep you here, the law says that you must see a judge every 10 days while you're here in our detention facility, for a judge to review your case and decide whether to continue to detain you or to release you. Now, you do have a couple of rights at this hearing. You do have a right to remain silent. But if you give up that right, anything you say at a detention hearing cannot be used against you at any other type of court setting. I advise you to use your right to remain silent, not to say anything again. There is no evidence. There's no sworn testimony. This is not your trial today. This is not about whether you actually committed an offense. This is simply about whether you're accused of doing so. If they can show that there is they can articulate what crime you're accused of committing, and then to decide whether to release you or keep you here. If you have information that's important to your case, I recommend that you tell your attorney about it, and your attorney can decide when it is relevant or proper to bring that before the court. Now, you do also have a right to an attorney. If you or your family cannot afford an attorney, I will provide one for you, even through appeal. All right. So let's go ahead and start with Rome. Yes. Thank you. Okay, Rome, you've been here for almost a month now. You're 15 years old. You've never been here before this offense. At the time you were arrested, you were a runaway. So back in December, you were brought in by Arlington PD for aggravated robbery. When the police got there, suspects were gone. Victim sat behind the counter, and the only employee inside the store was 2 people walked in together. First, went to the register, started to buy something, walked out. Second one walked around the counter, pulled out a gun, told the victim to open the registers. Never pointed the gun at the victim, did not make threats, but the victim felt like they were in fear. So open the register. Suspect grabbed the cash, placed it in pockets, and manager informed the police that $121 was taken. All right, gang unit identified one of the suspects from the robbery. I'm guessing there's a security camera? Yes, okay. It was a runaway, and he had a brother named Rome. So they got the body camera video, saw Rome walk out the bedroom, and he had the same physical features as the person who did the robbery. They contacted the school, got school ID pictures, and got the victim to a photo ID lineup and identified you. Officer contacted you and other suspects' mother, made arrangements, and then there's a photo from the video showing what you appeared to be a handgun. So, all right, so petition filed in April, May, court was set, and mom appeared, refused to fill out a request for attorney. Said you had not been home He had not been served with papers, so we reset it. In June, Arlington PD patrolled an area, 2 armed robberies, one with a black teen with short dreads, wearing blue Crocs, and a black backpack. And so, yep, Rome was seen with blue Crocs and a black backpack leaving apartments where you were known to live, saw you across the street. Officer tried to get you to stop, you refused to stop, grabbed the backpack, and you pushed the officer away. So, taking the ground, cuffed, kept on resisting, found some edibles, didn't ID yourself, and mom confirmed your identity. That's in June. 26th. In July, we got a report on aggravated robbery at Circle K in Arlington from June 17th. Victim said 3 black males confronted him, demanded the victim to give the money. One of the suspects had a handgun, took $143 and about $1,000 in e-cigarette products. And one of the suspects wearing a mask, blue black shorts, blue Crocs with a black bag. At the subway, another aggravated robbery, black male drew a handgun, pointed at the victim, demanded money. Got photos and same blue hoodie and blue Crocs. So, and test pots for weed when you're brought in. So, Shelley, where are we on this case? Do we have court setting coming up?
We have a court set for Monday, but we just received those 2 aggravated robberies from June.
Okay.
On Monday, and they've been referred to the DA.
So he is a pending ag rob case, except for Monday, 2 more came in.
He has aggravated robbery and the resisting arrest, and he's
Right.
robbery intention on. And then we received the two other aggravated robberies that have been referred to the DA.
Yeah, so we didn't reset Monday, did we? No, okay. Yeah, let's keep on going with this one. So, and then we can catch up later on. Do you have the DME in the first one, Candace?
Yes.
Okay, but you would obviously waiting on the second
Correct.
and third. Okay. All right, and that is set with me, or do we know? Okay. All right, yeah, let's keep this one moving. There's no reason to reset it. Rome, at this point, convinced if I was to let you go. Do we have a parent here by chance?
Mother has, she's been, cooperative in the past.
Right.
She has been more in contact with me.
Okay.
Today's her daughter's birthday, so she didn't want to spend her daughter's birthday in court.
Sure.
But she is aware of the hearing on Monday,
Okay.
and, she has transportation issues, that she's working on that.
Okay, good.
She did say that he is set for, tickets in municipal court on Monday also.
Yeah, you won't make those.
And I explained to her that he would not be able to make those, and that these cases are more serious than, municipal court. But
Okay, Rome, just so you understand, the way the case stands, you're looking at potentially going to TJD on commitment. It's possible if the DA seeks a determinate sentence approval, you could get up to 40 years in prison for each of these counts. To seek for me to give up my jurisdiction and transfer you to adult court. If that's the case, you're potentially looking up to, I think, 50 years, 55, right, Brian? First degree adult certificate waiver, 55. What's life with 55? Yeah, so you're looking at potentially 55 years if the DA seeks for me to give up my jurisdiction and certify you as an adult. So I need you to understand this is a very serious matter, and that's separately in all 3 charges. So it's really important, even if you can beat one, if you can't beat all 3, then it's important to do your best to help your attorney while you're here at detention. But I'm not releasing you. I feel like you're a danger to our community. All right. Thank you, Rome. Yes. Thank you, Ms. Taylor. Good to see you. Yes. Okay. All right, Decory and Titus, we're doing tomorrow, right? You went downtown? All right. And Hell, or Angel. Yes. Good to see you. Thank you. So do you prefer Angel or Angel? Angel? All right, Angel. All right, you're almost 17. And see, this all started when you were 14 with an assault case that you have probation for. And then right before your 15th birthday, arrested for evading arrest. So you're on probation for the misdemeanor assault. And at this point, you're 15, you can get arrested for burglarizing vehicles. And that was dismissed. So back in February 5th of 21, Arlington PD brought you in. They're saying that about 3 o'clock in the morning, there's a burglary in progress call. So the female suspect was breaking into somebody's vehicle. When they got there, male and female were identified. Angel, you were identified as the male. You admitted to breaking the cars, got a video from a neighbor. You were seeing an exiting car, a car going to Mitsubishi, going back and forth. So you brought over here and released your mom. So a week later, then Arlington PD brought you in. They're saying back in January, so a couple weeks before, at about 11 o'clock at night, there was a shooting call. 2 males had just shot at somebody's car. When he was in there with his daughters, suspects left on foot. When they got there, windows were broken. Victim said he was going to take his daughters to the store, saw you standing near the vehicle. You got into a car, you pointed a rifle at him, demanded property, said you didn't have anything, so you tried to open the back door. He asked why you're doing it, and she just recognized you from school. So gang unit recognized you by a photo, and you confirmed that you had a BB gun rifle and pointed at the dad, but you didn't demand the property. So you shot the window of the car and broke the window. And while you were out, because we released your mom, let's see, there's a new burglary call. Back in February, they said, you entered her vehicle Parker, in her residence. You know what that is?
Her residence.
Parked at a residence, okay. And so missing black Prada sunglasses, AirPods, earphones, black reading glasses. And you were found in possession of sunglasses. So you're scheduled for court 2 days ago, but it was passed since we're doing a placement search. Mom would like you to return home pending court. And you've been accepted into secured placement. What's the purpose? What kind of placement are we? Like, what's the goal?
It was a placement search that was ordered by Judge Porter.
Right.
And he's been accepted.
Like, what's the purpose of the placement though?
I believe it's just based on his referral, the nature of the offense of aggravated robbery, and then his past prior history.
Yeah, but what's going to be the goal, Mr. Adler? What's going to be the goal of placement for him?
Behavior modifications.
Is that placement going to address that?
Yes, it's my understanding. We did have a staffing as well, and if that was also recommended.
All right, Angela, I'm going to let you know that normally I would just say no, just cancel that, and we need to have a hearing to decide whether your trial, you go TJJD or not. The fact that you've been level on standing for just right about a month tells me that your behavior may have changed. A month ago, I had very little faith in you. I'm going to give you that chance of placement, okay? So your attorney's working hard for you. Don't make him waste his time, all right? So, all right. So Angel, I'm going to detain you. I'm not releasing you in between now and then until you finish placement, all right? But the fact is that you're behaving and doing well here, that you're kind of earning your chance, all right? So, and it's hard to think of it as a reward, but it kind of is. Do we have a parent here for Angel?
I do. Mom is here.
Okay, hello, Mom. Hi, you speak English? A little, okay, Frank, you would just explain to her, I know she wants him home, but given his behavior, the fact that he's pointing, even if it's a BB gun, assuming the victim had a real gun, he would have been justified shooting Angel. It's just too dangerous for Angel and the community to release him. Okay.
Judge, I told her that before we walked
Okay.
in, that I think that's what you'd say, and I'll tell her again.
Okay. At least I'm consistent.
You are.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you, Angel. Jacob waved. Rakeem.
Co-chair.
Yes, sir.
This Guardian, business call in the lobby.
Okay.
He's trying to do two places.
Well, you just want to push it off then?
You in? Yes, yes.
All right, let's do that. Yeah, I'd rather this Guardian be here if possible.
Thank you.
We'll just do that one last then.
Okay.
All right, Ricardo.
Judge, Mr. Mason had to do a Zoom call, so I'll,
Okay.
information.
Yes. All right, Ricardo, 17 years old. You're level 3. Why is he level 3?
He was caught talking about to a girl.
Okay. Who are we to stop true love? All right, back in June, we received a transfer disposition from Ellis County and referred out of custody for aggravated assault deadly weapon. 2 females said they would go home. There's an argument. 2 female companions arrived, began a physical fight with the 2 females. They reported Ricardo and 3 other males were pointing guns at them. That's in June. That's you ended up here.
That happened last year, July.
Oh, last year,
Yeah.
July 24th.
We just received the two dispositions last month.
Okay. There's criminal trespass, July 28th of 2020, so 2 years ago. Officer responded to a call about a pursuit, and officer announced himself, ordered you and the committee to stay where they were, both climbed the fence, and there's a foot pursuit, and then finally you surrendered. And you were taken to Midlothian PD, released to mom. Is mom here?
Yes, she was.
Okay. All right. In February of 21, 4th PD brought you in for breaking into cars. Back in November of 20, 2 people were saw by the owner going to the vehicle without permission. The owner said, the owner of the vehicle came out to stop them and they ran back to their own car and left. Took pictures of the license plate, photos to Fort Worth PD. When they got there, you admitted that you were the sole driver of the vehicle and the car was impounded. So they should have warned for you. Turn yourself in. May of 21, you were brought in here, or no, we got a report from Grapevine saying April 21, several juveniles and an adult male were breaking into multiple vehicles and apartment. You were named as a suspect after Detective Grand Prairie forwarded an Instagram video showing you and another person put videos taken while breaking into cars, self-snitching. All right, so how were you detained? Who released Ricardo, can I ask?
You did not
I
have
did.
to enforce.
Okay,
We didn't have the transfer to disposition at that time yet,
okay,
when he was released.
all right. And while his case is pending, he keeps on smoking weed. Did a substance abuse evaluation, supposed to begin outpatient treatment at the campus, and transferred disposition. All right, well, Ricardo, I'm gonna let you know this is kind of a product of your own decision. I told you that when you turn 17, if you can't stay level 1 outstanding, I'm gonna house you downtown. And because I need you as a 17-year-old to show that you can behave and be a good example for the other kids here. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign your order to be housed in some county lockup downtown. Don't shake your head, it's your fault. You're the one that made this decision. You are free to choose, you're just not free to choose your consequence. I told you what the consequence would be, and you decided to do it anyway. So you will be in county lockup. We will bring you back here when it's time appropriate for court. All right, thank you, Ricardo. Thank you. Casey. Did I give you the wrong one, sir? The name?
two cases.
So they were part of that. Okay, give me a part of that. Yes, sign it. Hello, yes. What other one? I'm sorry? Can you give me names? So, okay. All right, what do we got? Casey, 16 years old, out of custody detention hearing. So this all started when you were 12 years and 2 days old, got caught breaking into cars. A year later, possession of marijuana. Eventually you're 14 and 2 stolen car cases, a week apart from each other. Criminal trespass case, you're still 14, possession of controlled substance. Then a month later, or a week later, criminal trespass. 3 months later, the week before you turn 16, deadly conduct by discharging a firearm, and ag assault with a deadly weapon, which you're on probation for. How's he doing on probation, Mr. Spence?
Your Honor, he is doing okay. I got him, right, as soon as I got him, basically, the family advised that he would be moving to early in Dallas County with his father. We've been requesting your supervision, and so we were in the process of that. I think he was kind of staying there, some saying his mom, so Dallas initially rejected it. We brought him in for an administrative hearing, let him know that if you're gonna live one county or the other, you need to be available. He has been reporting to us when needed, but because of this, because of the situation with the uncertainty of where he's living and the fact that he's on a determined sentence, that's all things given, restraint to the court's attention.
Okay, and then I see no drug test history. When's the last time we gave him a drug test?
Today.
Okay, we give him, what's the result?
Positive for THC.
Okay, he's on probation, positive for THC. Did we give him a drug test before today?
I had not had a home visit with him because, my first visit with him virtually, I was advised that he was going to be living in Dallas County.
Right.
We were only doing virtual
Okay.
contacts.
So if we can, just in the future, like I really expect a drug test within the first 30 days of going on probation, right? So if he doesn't have a home that is reliable that you can go to, then he needs to come here. All right, thank you. All right, so you're on probation for ag assault with a deadly weapon on a determinate sentence. And so you could go to prison for this. You're smoking weed. And June 6th, a 12-year-old was referred to us for evading arrest by the Arlington Police Department. About 1 o'clock, police were dispatched to domestic. Complaint says 12-year-old sister was fighting with a family, refusing to come inside. The youth was hanging out with older boys. I'm assuming the girl is the youth?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ran away from the officers when told to stop. And the female is hanging around known criminal gang members, a big gang member named Casey, with a history, and also a 19-year-old male. 12-year-old took the keys from the mom's truck without permission. The three left in the vehicle, did not return till 1 o'clock in the morning. Casey was driving the vehicle, according to eyewitnesses. Mom did not give permission for anyone to use the truck and wanted charges on Casey for taking the car, but did not want to press the charges on the 12-year-old girl. Do we have a parent here?
Yes, Your Honor.
were you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, okay, this all comes together. Yeah, Casey, I'll tell you what sticks in my mind is just the level of disrespect that you have for your parents.
No, I'm asking.
Yes.
Actually, that's the police report. I understand the way it came in, but that's not actually what happened.
Well, right now, the question is, you're positive for marijuana,
Yes, sir.
and you're on probation, and you can't be smoking weed while you're on probation. So no matter what you say about the police report, the fact that you're positive while you're on probation for an aggravated robbery crime and you're smoking weed, that's not probation. That's not you doing probation right. Okay? So the rest of it aside, whether or not it's true or not true, I'm confident I would have detained you anyways because you're positive for the weed. Okay? And you gotta own it. I mean, that was the choice that you made, and you knew if you got caught, Judge Kim's not gonna be happy. All right?
Yes, sir.
So, Dad, let's figure out, work with Mr. Spence. I want Casey in the community. I want him to make good decisions, but he has to make good decisions. All right? So we need to figure out where he's gonna live, either Tarrant or Dallas. Either way is fine, but there has to be a decision made between the parents. Okay? So, Dad, if you can get, I'm assuming you're no longer together.
Yes.
Right? So work with Mom, figure out where Casey's gonna live. It may sound like Casey's better off with you than Mom because he's causing problems there. But either way, if he's smoking weed while he's on probation, he comes back here. And you knew that, I knew that, and Casey knew that.
I told you.
And you told him, okay, all right. All right, Casey, we'll see you at the 10-day hearing. Thank you. Be mustard or mayo, right? Jordan. Yes, sir. Thank you.
I think there's 3 Jordans. I got a Jordan too, so everybody's confused.
Okay, Livingston.
Okay, that's my guy.
Yeah.
No, my guy got hired.
I have,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I have Bradshaw, but I guess Mr. Wilson.
Yes.
All right,
Well, that's news to me.
Late morning. I have a lot of representation here.
You have them with you?
Yes.
All right, let's get that started.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
I didn't think it was.
No, my name's on there.
Brad, you're the only one?
Huh?
That's your only.
That's my only guy, yeah.
Can we put him tomorrow? Stephanie? Are you free tomorrow?
No, actually, I'm not.
When's your next day for training the day? We'll be sure.
I'll just,
Email Stephanie, let her know that
Okay.
you're free, and we'll make. it
oh, okay.
for you.
No worries.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
For sure.
Yes. All right. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. All right, Jordan. So back in April last year, brought in for burglary to habitation, got supervisory caution for the DA. So, you do drug test or positive for weed? Do we have a parent here?
Yes.
Okay, hi Mom, you know your son's smoking weed?
I found out today.
Okay, all right, well, the more you know. All right, so yesterday you were referred by Watauga, saying that they were dispatched with a weapons call. Victim said that the driver of the gold Camry had shot something from his vehicle with hers, possibly a pellet gun, hit her in the arm causing pain. Saw 2 kids on the same street with apparent injuries as well. Both said to her the same vehicle drove by. Driver shot them with what they thought was an airsoft gun. Officer spoke with the 3, people drove by, 2 children gave description. Adults could only identify the car. Officer at the traffic stop, you were the driver. They admitted to shooting a flat ball gun. At the victims gave it to the police, said you were only 16 and just happened around. Through the description, passenger of the car, that you were the one shooting as they said the passenger seat. So when they told you you're being detained, you were belligerent and asked about remorse. You said, I couldn't care less, to be honest. They should grow that half up. All right. So, Mom, here's my question. Do we have a history of mental health issues with Jordan?
No, sir.
Okay. So it's just a bad attitude?
Yeah.
All right. What I'm hoping is, well, I'm not going to go. I'll just leave that one alone. All right. Well, Mom, Jordan, I just have this policy, it's like this for everyone, that whenever a kid gets brought in a gun, whether it's a real gun or a fake gun that's used, I just detain. So at this point, I'm going to continue to detain you. We'll see how your behavior level is and move on from there and reassess this in the future. Okay? All right. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Thank you.
Utah. Yes. Thank you. You prepared here from Matava?
No, you're not wrong.
All right, so. So April this year, you're arrested for stealing 2,500 to 750 to 2,500. The DA non-suited it, so. On July 20th. Where do we have a pending case? What happened with the pending case?
He's currently on probation.
Oh, he's on probation for robbery. Was that using a firearm? Was a firearm used? Okay. All right, so he's on, was it determined or indeterminate? Indeterminate. How long was the probation for?
It was for, till he was 17, so it was about 16 months.
Okay. So you're on probation and you tested positive for weed today, and then also June, and also May. When on probation, you're giving a timeout to go to Families and Country Celebratory Day. Your probation officer was told that you had to have adult supervision while on electronic monitor. We got a call from mom that you had taken her car without permission. She didn't know where you were. Contacted the EM office. You were at an apartment in Dallas. So I told mom, you did not return for several hours until after curfew. And so we issued a warrant. So and when was he placed on probation? June 10th. So the offense date was, hold on a second. Okay, help me out here, Mr. Miller. It says the offense date June 10th of 21. Do you know when the offense date of the Agra? Matava, when was the date of the robbery? What year was it? I'm sorry? 2021? Well, no, because I'm hearing he got probation on 6/10/21. Can you tell me when he got probation? All right, because we gave him a drug test on May 6th of 21, which would have been a month before the offense date. I don't know why we would be doing a drug test. So why do we do a drug test in May of 21?
Your Honor, he was placed on probation June 30th. For offense date?
Yeah.
We might have opinions.
It was at his intake appointment. My mom requested that intake.
Okay. All right, we got it, Mr. Miller. All right, so your mom knows you're smoking weed causes problems, brings you in on the drug test. You don't think it's a big deal because when you get arrested for the robbery, it turns out you're still smoking weed. And then when you're on probation, we give you a drug test July 7th, you were clean, but then 2 weeks later, you're positive. So I guess you just thought it was time to smoke weed after you've been clean. All right, well, Tell we'll figure it out, but right now, you can't be on probation, violate your electronic monitor and smoke weed and think that you just get to come here and go back home, all right? You do that, so we'll see at the 10-day hearing, we'll see how you do. See what your attorney has to explain why you should stay on probation versus why you should go to Texas Juvenile Justice Department. Okay, so make the best of your time. Thank you, sir. Adrian. Great. Yes. Where'd you go wait for Mr. Adler? All right, Adrian, 14, forwarded people brought you in about 10 o'clock. Police heard and saw an ATV and a dirt bike in the middle of the street with no headlights. It was dark. Officer turned on the lights, investigated, both drove off. ATV got to Vickery, drove against traffic for about 1,000 feet. But it was pretty dangerous because they couldn't see you. So police caught the driver, he pulled over, identified his driver, brought over to chief. All right, so mom. Okay. Yeah, so I have questions. Whose ATV was it?
My question is de quién es el vehículo.
Okay. Does she know he drives it on the street?
¿Usted sabe que maneja el carro en las calles?
Perdón.
¿Usted sabe que usa el carro en las calles?
Okay, so where does she think he rides it?
¿Dónde usted piensa que lo usa?
En el parque, a veces van al parque.
Sometimes he uses it at the park.
You can't do that either.
Están cerquitas
Tampoco
allá.
no se puede usar, no se puede
Tampoco
usar
se puede usar.
más partes.
So who, can you ask her who bought the ATV?
Entonces, ¿quién es el que compró el carro? Si fue usted o mamá.
Is it one of those mini ones?
Es un, can I ask the young man, I think he knows. You know what kind of
The Honda ATV,
ATV?
Do you know what CC it is?
450.
Okay, so it's like a full-size ATV. Because mom understands he can't drive these on the streets.
Más o menos, es que usted entiende que no puede usar ese vehículo para nada en las calles.
Not on the sidewalks either,
Tampoco en caminar de gente,
and not on other people's property, including public property.
tampoco propiedad del público ni de vecinos.
Estoy de acuerdo.
Okay, no, I mean, that's the law. But make sure she understands. I don't want her to read.
No quiere saber que usted tiene que hacer la ley.
Okay, so you can get arrested every single time for driving it out off your own property.
Cada vez que él se sube en ese vehículo y en la usa, le pueden arrestar. Cada vez.
That's the law in Texas.
La ley en el estado de Texas.
Sí.
Okay. All right. All right, Adrian, if I give you a drug test, you be positive?
No, be negative.
You be negative for everything?
Negative.
All right, let's do it. Pass the drug test. Then I'll let you go home. Okay?
Nos vamos a hacer un examen de drogas, si sale negativo, lo va a dejar igual.
Gracias.
Okay. If you're positive, we're gonna come back in here and talk about it.
Si es positivo,
This-
vamos a regresar aquí de nuevo.
But it tells me you're living your life right, except you're just making some bad decisions. All right? Hopefully you're clean. I don't see you and I don't ever see you again. Okay? All right. Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you. Gracias.
Jordan? We're still waiting on that for Raheem, right?
He's here.
He's here, ready.
He was here, okay. Yes. All right, Jordan, 14 years old. Never been here before. Do we have a parent here for Jordan?
We have grandmother.
Okay, grandmother and
That's my little brother.
your little brother, all right. Let's see, Fourth PD brought you in saying about 5 o'clock yesterday, they were dispatched for a shots fired call. When they got there, they were approached by the victim in her vehicle. When the police actually got out to speak to the police, 19-year-old woman said she was messaging a male on Instagram who said he wished to purchase some marijuana from her. She agreed. About 4:50, two men in a gold-colored Kia arrived to purchase the marijuana. Victim went to her house to retrieve it. When she got out, suspect Jordan allegedly moved out from behind some parked cars, from behind a boot truck where he'd been hiding, produced and pointed a handgun at the victim, and demanded she give him the weed. Victim said that 2 days before, Jordan had been trying to sell her synthetic marijuana, K2, trying to pass it off as marijuana. She said she refused because she could tell it was fake and dumped it on the ground. Victim stated that when Jordan pointed the gun at her, she told him, "You know I don't have your weed." Started to walk back in her house. When she reached the walkway, heard 5 shots, turned, saw Jordan jump in the back of the gold Kia, who was there to buy the weed. Vehicle left. Victim called 911. While on scene taking the statement, officers were notified that you were at home at grandparents' house. And so went over there to detain you. Officers arrived at the home, notified Jordan has just arrived home. Once there, Jordan on the phone stated that someone, the cops here, about to go to jail. Police detained you, and after you put in the police vehicle, you burned out, they snitched, they're lying. So you're arrested for aggravated robbery. First anything for Jordan, isn't it? Like, I have no history.
Yeah, first thing.
Did he get arrested in other counties, Dallas or Denton?
No, first time ever.
I'm sorry?
First time ever.
Well, I'm gonna let you know now that even despite his age and youthful looks, I just have this rule that when kids are brought in on gun charges, especially when guns are used, and it sounds like shots were fired, I detain them. It is out of control with kids with guns. They don't appreciate. I'm a big fan of guns, but I think children need adult supervision with them. And so it just creates this huge danger in our society. And part of that keeps you safe in your homes from kids walking up and trying to rob you. I'm assuming, Grandma, you're not selling weed out of your home. Okay, but just walking freely to your car, you should be safe. So I don't know, do y'all know where the gun came from?
No.
No, it wasn't yours that he's took or anything? Okay. All right, so at this point, I'm just gonna watch Jordan, see how he behaves back here. If he acts a fool and causes problems, he's not getting out for a long time. But if he shows me that he wants to be a kid and not a grown-up, he wants to be a grown-up, I'll treat him like a grown-up. That means TDC. If he wants to be a kid, treat him like a kid and give him every chance to do better. All right, that's my goal. All right, but for now, I always tap the brakes. I don't want any kind of retaliation. I don't want other things going on. Just let's slow down. We need to slow down in life, okay? All right, so Jordan, I'm detaining you for now. Make the best of your situation. Does Jordan have gang history? Gang affiliations? Well, guess we'll find out, hopefully not. All right, well, thank you. Jordan, we'll see you in 10 days. Thank you, sir. Rakeem. That's my next roll up. All right. Brian, do you tell these kids at the beginning, like, yeah, you're not getting out?
No, I was just thinking, it's just a shame that you can't sell weed without getting robbed.
Pretty honest in there.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I can't believe someone would call that in.
I can't either.
Like, let me get this right.
Because you know, selling weed under 4 ounces is still a misdemeanor, or under, yes, selling it under 2 ounces, selling it under half an ounce is a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Delivery under half an ounce is a misdemeanor. So, yeah. All right, Ricky. Your dad? Brother, oh, wait, I recognize you, right?
It's a 10-day.
Oh, there's a 10-day. Okay. All right, but for PD, family violence, assaulting brother after returning home from being run away. Brother was telling you lost privilege, take your own room, electronics, got upset. Yeah. His brother with the lamp. So. All right. So, where do we go from here? Have you been able to talk to him, visit him?
Yes, sir. Talk to him every day, and then next steps are, when he gets out, AISD already is going to do a psych eval and learning disabilities and let him get caught up on work. He also is in the Alpha Ambassadors program, Upper Bound. He also has, I don't know if you're familiar with Koinonia Church, but brother, actually not he's one of my fraternity brothers. He's going to put him in their young and high school program, as well as he also has 2 counseling. 2 of my frat brothers are also going to be doing counseling and therapy for him.
All right. Well, so it seems like you have all your plans laid out. The question is, Rakeem, gonna do it?
Help me.
Yeah, I mean, so.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Rakeem, I can lay this out for you. I can make it real simple. This is the point where you make a decision, okay? You can decide either you're living under my thumb with my rules, my restrictions, my decisions, almost like a dictator, like tyranny. Or you can live under your brother's thumb with his rules, his decisions, his consequences, almost like a dictator or tyranny. But it's your choice whether you sleep in the bed here at my detention facility or the sleep in the bed over there in his detention facility, right? You see how this plays out? And this is totally up to you. It's your choice. But it is your choice to make, but you're deciding either to follow his rules or my rules. But with that comes his bed, his food, your clothes, right? The opportunities that he gives you, or my bed, my clothes, my food, the opportunities that I don't give you here at Kimbo. You see how this is a very clear decision?
Yes, sir.
But,
yes, Your Honor.
and I'm sure you want to go home, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But you understand, I will have a bed for you. Like there will always be a bed for you here. So every day that you have a tough time, you're making a tough decision, you just need to stop and think, is this worth going to Kimbo for? Now at the time, it may seem like it, but nothing's worth Kimbo, right? Okay, you're honest in making this decision, right? You understand? I'm not saying it's gonna be easy. What I'm saying is I need your commitment. Are you gonna commit to this?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so let's go and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and release you to your brother. But your brother says, hey, you got this counseling, you gotta go, all right? You got this program, you gotta go. He tells you this is the consequence of your decision. Taking away your phone, can't visit friends, can't go places, whatever he decides. Think of your brother as an extension of Judge Kim, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Once we get done with this case, then you go back and we can have a more balanced relationship. But while the case is pending, it's out of whack, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. All right. Commissioners, thank you, everyone. Wait, is he clean? Okay. He said he's not sure.
Judge,
Yes.
you need to sign under his name.
Oh, yes.
It's like King's.
No, yeah, the guy running ATV.
Who was arrested?